Welcome back,
Hey.
y'all. Welcome to the live portion 80 Fitness Training 06 Eastern Time every Sunday. Today we're talking about food labels and the trickery and foolery with food labels. But first, updates. All right, if you saw my short, I only lost 1 pound this week. It is becoming a real struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Which it is. Prep is a struggle. You know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So I'm in the grind. I'm in the hurt. 7 weeks out. This is probably the worst time of prep as well.
Yeah.
So you're excited in the beginning. You're excited at the end. In the middle, you're just in the suck. That's what we call it. You're in the suck. So I'm in the suck, but we're going and we're going to keep grinding and keep going.
I'm in the exciting part. So I'm 1 week in. I lost 1.5 pounds. So right on target. Things are going well. I'm still pretty excited, but I've got 21 weeks to go until I'm done with the season. So I've got a ways to go.
That's a long time to diet, y'all.
It is.
If you think about it, average human can't diet for 21 hours, let alone 21 weeks.
It's good. No, I mean, I did it that way strategically. I want a really slow rate of loss. I want to take 2 good diet breaks where I take an entire week and just eat and maintain. So I'm trying to be a little smarter with it, take my time, and not have to do it as painfully or as aggressive, because you lose a lot of muscle too doing that too fast.
You do. All right, so food labels. So you obviously we talk about tracking your nutrition. You got to do that. You got to read the labels in order to do that.
Yes. All right. So food labels. There's a couple of things you want to look out for. One, when you're looking at the label, you're going to want to look at the serving size. There's a lot of different foods out there where it's a little misleading. It might be that bag of Doritos and you're thinking it's 100 and whatever calories for the bag, but really the serving size is 3. So it's kind of unrealistic sometimes. And, the food labels have gotten better over the years where they're not really supposed to put unrealistic serving sizes on there, but you still have to be a little careful. Like what they consider unrealistic and what you may consider unrealistic are 2 very, very different things.
Absolutely. And serving sizes are all over the place. Some of them are reasonable serving sizes. Other ones are like 2 chips.
Yeah.
Literally 2 chips is a serving size.
I think the one that gets me is there's these peanut butter cream pies made by Little Debbie, and you look at the back of it and the serving size is a fifth. It's like no one in their right mind's eating a fifth of this dang cookie right now. Like, are you kidding me? And then you add it up and it's like 500 calories and you're like, oh my gosh.
So you open this cookie and then you're supposed to cut it into 5 and one of those is a serving size. Yeah, right.
How do you even cut it into fifths?
Right.
So yeah, that's just like one of the pitfalls. The other thing, which is really why we're here to talk about today, is this whole concept of net carbs, where basically you have your total carbs and then you subtract out the dietary fiber and you get what's called a net carb. And it's supposed to be, according to the food experts, a little more realistic because your body has a harder time or slower time digesting that fiber. So they pull out and say, well, it's not important. It's not a true representation of your carbs. I'm here to tell you BS.
BS. Because you digested slower doesn't mean you didn't ingest those calories.
Absolutely.
BS. Net carb. I remember when this crap came out. I mean, it's been a while. I worked at Gold's Gym at the time. And I was training a woman, and she was like, no, net carbs, net carbs. And I was like, what are you talking about, net carbs? Oh, you subtract the fiber out from the carbs, from the calories, and the fiber doesn't count. What? No, the fiber definitely does count, y'all. The calories you're eating are still the calories you're eating, whether fiber's in it or not. This is the biggest myth and marketing scheme with food labels out there. And now the companies are taking advantage of it and advertising it when it's complete BS.
Let's show you an example. And no offense to this brand, because I really do love these. These are these carb counter tortilla wraps. Man, these things are awesome. You look at the back of the nutrition label, not that you guys can read this, but it says one tortilla is 50 calories. You have about 1.5 grams of fat, 16 carbs, but 11 grams of dietary fiber, 4 grams of protein. So that's pretty good for someone that's counting calories. You're like, hey, a 50-calorie wrap and I get a tortilla? Like, I'm going to eat like 4 of these things today. That's fantastic. And then if you look at the back, it actually has a little calculation about how you deduct the dietary fiber. So it says 16 total grams of carbs minus the 11, 5 net carbs. Now, the part where they get you is when they calculated the 50-calorie amount, they did that based on only having 5 net carbs.
They did it.
Yes. And so when you put this into MyFitnessPal, you're putting in the net carb version of it. And that's a little misleading. If you actually,
that's a lot misleading.
And the reason that's misleading, if you actually do the math, right, and you do, fat, 1.5 grams times 9 calories per gram, carbs, 16 grams times 4 grams per carb, and
it's more than 50 calories.
Yeah, and 4 grams of protein, it's 117.5 calories, not 50. So very, very misleading. And this is not the only brand that does that. Another popular,
What is the real calorie count for one of those wraps?
117 calories.
117, but it's advertised at 50.
That's a big problem.
That's huge.
I mean, and so if you're, especially a bodybuilder, a competitive bodybuilder like us, and you're tracking things closely, you already know consistency is key. So if one day I put, 2 of these in here thinking I ate 100 calories and the next day I don't, like, I'm not being consistent anymore. I'm actually overeating and not realizing I'm overeating.
It's more than double the calories than what's on the label.
Right.
Literally more than double the calories. If you do that twice a day, you just ate 4 times the calories you thought you were eating. That's ridiculous. What a scam.
Definitely.
What a scam.
I mean, if you're an average person now and it's like this versus the regular tortillas, this is still going to be better for you probably. But again, just be careful because that's very misleading.
Scam. It's 100% a scam. It is.
Yeah, just another brand. It's really popular with our clients. These legendary Pop-Tarts. There you go. They're really good because they have 20 grams of protein in there. But right on the front of it, it actually says 5 net carbs. But really, there's a whole lot more than that. The label says 24 grams of carbs. So it's you got to be a little careful on this one too. And with this one, I've noticed some of the MyFitnessPal things actually zero out the carbs altogether. And it says like 0 carbs or something crazy like that. And so again, it's a little misleading. If you're counting carbs, you want to count your carbs.
So this one was double the calories. This one is 4 times the calories. BS, y'all.
Yeah, be careful.
Don't get fooled by net carbs. And I'm just gonna add this to the mix here. Human beings are always looking for a cheat code. They're always looking for a hack. They're always looking for an easy way. They're always looking to cut a corner. If this net carb thing was actually real, people will be out there buying Metamucil and putting it on pizza and eating the pizza all day long and just putting fiber on it or taking fiber with it, and it would work. However, this is a myth. This junk doesn't work. It's still calories. Otherwise, you'd have a ton of people ripped up because all they're doing is eating fiber with every meal, right?
Yeah. So yeah, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by your labels. Make sure you're checking those serving sizes. Maybe make sure you're understanding the net carb thing. And I guess it just goes down to being able to understand how to count the carbs and calories and macros.
Right. It's that easy. Mm-hmm. And remember, one of the things I love about the sport is there is no hacks. There is no cheat code. You have to earn this.
Absolutely.
I don't care where you're from, where you started, where you're at. In the gym, you have to earn it. There's no other way.
Right.
And that's why I love it. All these scams, all these hacks, all these things that come and go over the years, it's just people trying to cheat. You're not going to cheat, man. You're not going to beat hard work, discipline, and consistency, and that's what it takes.
Absolutely. I mean, we're not saying dietary fiber is a bad thing. It's absolutely necessary for your diet. It helps with that
It does
feeling of
not
fullness.
negate carbs or calories.
Yeah, that's our issue here.
Yes, eat your fiber, but don't think it negates calories because it does not.
And I have nothing against those brands that I mentioned. I actually love both of those products and eat them regularly. But
Don't be fooled.
just be aware.
Don't be fooled.
All right, y'all. I don't think I have anything else on that one.
No, that was it for me too. Just don't be fooled. Pay attention. Like Camille said, as soon as she read the carbs on the tortillas, I said, wait a minute, that math doesn't add up. Carbs is 4 calories per gram. There's 14 grams in there times 4. That's more than 50, y'all.
Yeah.
So I knew right away something was off. So just do the math. I mean, we all have a cell phone if you need a calculator.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're struggling with that, give us a call, send us an email. We'll absolutely get you squared away.
Sure. All right. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Stay on your track. Stay on track with your diet. Stay on track with your workouts. Just don't be fooled.
Bye.